Let's get our little acceleration here with the Palisade. Hey everyone, it's Ben Hardy here, and in today's video we're going to be reviewing a 2023 Hyundai Palisade Calligraphy. First and foremost, so a huge shout out and thank you to the Murdoch Hyundai here in Linden, Utah for giving me some time with this Palisade. This is their test drive unit, so if you want to come and drive the new Palisade, definitely reach out to them. And then on a side note, if you want to save time and money the next time you purchase a car, link to my car buying guide in the description down below as well. Let's get into the video. Under the hood, we have a naturally aspirated 3.8 liter V6 that goes through an 8-speed automatic transmission. It's good for 291 horsepower and then 262 pound-feet of torque. Now let's go over the front end of the Calligraphy. First off, I think this paint color looks pretty cool with the Calligraphy, but you've got these signature lines here on either side of the hood, and you guys can see here with the lighting, looks really cool. Notice how it matches with the front grille. And then you guys can see here with the daytime running light and the headlight, it's kind of like an interesting setup. Everything looks a lot more smoothed out compared to the previous version. It's kind of like more uniform with the body. A lot of automakers are going towards that, where they're making the lights like fit perfectly within the bodywork. Everything's like flush, basically. Parking sensors there on the front end, and overall, I definitely think it's an improvement. Coming around the side here, we've got 245mm tires wrapped around 20-inch wheels in the front and over in the rear as well. And you can see that the Palisade Calligraphy no longer has crazy looking wheels. You've got these pretty normal looking wheels that kind of flow in terms of like the overall shape and design. Silver on the top, dark metallic gray below that. Notice here how the fender flare has been body painted, and then you got like the silver trim there on the side. And then notice here for the turn signal indicator on the mirror. And then also notice the coloration on the door handles and then the window trim. And there's the side. Now here's our key fob. We've got our lock function or unlock function in the opening here for the hatch, and then remote start, and then this does have parking assistance now. So basically all you have to do is just lock it, remote start, and then you can hold down this function to move the Palisade forward and that function to move the Palisade in reverse, which is pretty cool. But anyways, gonna hold down the hatch button so we can show you guys the storage space. So notice the third row is folded down, and you can see that we've got some cup holders in the third row, and then you got the little seat movement buttons there with the third row as well. Heated seats for the third row, which is pretty crazy. USB port. You can fit adults back in the third row. Headroom's perfect. Legroom though is a little bit more on the cramped side of things. Again, that's every SUV in this segment. Notice here with the 12 volt, and then second row you can fold down. Third row you can raise and fold with the controls right here, so it's all automatic, which is pretty cool. And then we have this little strap right here. Got the storage space underneath, and then notice here with little metallic plaques on either side. And when you're all done, you got this nice little button that you can press, and that'll lower down the hatch. And then finishing things up with the rest of the rear, you can see the taillight design hasn't changed really all that much with this refresh. Parking sensors there on the bottom, got our giant Palisade logo. Notice there's no Calligraphy badges, which is kind of interesting. And then we've got our double little exhaust tip situation there at the bottom, and there you go. Now this interior is pretty wild. So first off, you guys can see here with the sunshade, and then notice pretty normal there at the top, but you guys can see here with the white wood trim and then with the leather as well. You guys can see with the design they've kind of gone for, again, it kind of flows together. And notice there for the window, little speaker there for the sound system. And then here are the seats again. I really like this white interior. It definitely pops quite a bit. And then popping in, yeah, pretty simple. Yeah, tons of room back here. You've got a little storage pocket. Heated, cooled seats for the second row. You've got your climate controls for the second row. And then you can see there with a little charging port as well. And also, you guys probably saw earlier with the seat adjustment there on the side. Anyways, let's head to the front. Now here is the front door panel. You can see again with all of the wood trim, and then notice there with the leather down below. Do have blind spot warning for the mirrors. And then here are all of our window controls, and then you can see there with the mirror adjustments. We do have memory seats there on the side, and then look at that again for the sound system. Looks really cool. Front seat again. Notice with the overall design, there's kind of like a full-ish view of the seat. Got all of your power adjustments, massaging seat function as well. And then you can see the pedal layout, pretty normal. Parking brake right here, stability control, and then notice we're tow haul mode, and then that's for the hatch. Steering wheel is manually adjustable. Let's pop in. So here is the steering wheel for the Calligraphy. Cool two-tone design here with the leather, and then you guys can see here at the trim in the center. We do have adaptive cruise controls, while steering assistance. Look at those paddle shifters there on the back. Voice command, phone controls, volume controls, turn signal light stock, windshield wiper stock, and yeah, just a cool looking steering wheel. Now here is the gauge cluster. We got this full digital gauge cluster. As you can see, I can press the little pages button that'll scroll through some different menus here, including stuff like the all-wheel drive system. We do have some different drive modes, so we can go from smart to sport, comfort, eco, and then snow. When you do pop into sport, the bolsters do tighten around you, which is pretty cool. And there's a center. Now here's the infotainment system. First off, popping it into reverse, we do have a backup camera with trajectory lines that turn with the steering wheel. And then we have this exterior view as well. Notice how we're really close to the car there on the side, so it kind of looks a little bit funky. But yeah, really solid with the camera system. As to the rest of the infotainment system, we've got this main screen here, and then notice we do have passenger talk, so you don't have to strain your vocal cords to talk to your kiddos in the third row. And overall, really easy to use. Obviously, you can pair your phone to it, all that fun jazz, and I think they did a good job. So we have our mega vent here, which is pretty cool from a stylistic perspective. Again, that white wood trim definitely just gives it a modern vibe, right? Anyways, you got analog controls here for like the radio stuff. We've got our climate controls here with the new climate screen, which is pretty cool if you ask me. Dual zone climate here for the front. Got our gear selector right here, auto hold. Drive mode select with the center locker, so to distribute power evenly front to rear. Hill descent control, auto stop start, that's for the camera system. Parking sensors, and then you guys can see here for the heated and cooled seats. And then we've got our little storage space area. Look at this! It actually works for a water bottle with these crazy over-engineered cup holders where you have to like do that. Do have a wireless phone charger, and then center console set up, and you can see here with the padding, and then notice more padding, and then we have some storage space underneath here. And then look at the handle for the glove box. Decent amount of storage space. And then got our sunroof here. You guys can see here with the headliner, definitely feels very upscale, that's for sure. And then you can open up the rear sunroof there with that little control. So that one doesn't let you open up like as like a vent, if that makes sense. This one does, that one doesn't, just like an opening. Anyways, camera mirror. Nice bit of safety tech. Well, now that we're done going over the interior of this demo Palisade, let's see how she rips. Let's talk about visibility before we set off. Here's visibility of the hood. You guys can see the heads-up display. Both the mirrors. Just do a blind spot monitoring. Then throughout the rest of the rear. And let's set off. So, setting off in the Calligraphy. Let's see if this really does give us a luxury experience at an affordable price. Because the Calligraphy with four-wheel drive starts at like $53,000, which is more expensive than the previous version of the Calligraphy, the 2022, which started originally at like $48,000 with four-wheel drive. So yeah, this is a little bit pricier, but obviously the updates and inflation. Can never forget about the I word. Anyways, initially setting off, getting a massage, really nice. Air-conditioned seat when it's 100 degrees outside, really nice as well. And I like the feeling here of the steering wheel. Stupid tripod. Yeah, it feels just really high quality. Again, it definitely brings up the interior, especially when you compare this to the 2022 Palisade. Like, just little changes help out quite a bit. Sorry guys, gotta put that down. I am getting absolutely blinded. It's just that time of the day. Other stuff, it's really quiet. Suspension's really comfortable. We're gonna pop it into the sport mode here. Things get nice and aggressive. A little bit more responsive with the engine and transmission. It's just so quiet though. Like, this is a serene experience. This really does feel like a luxury car. Now, something I will say is, I think this is the first Calligraphy I've ever reviewed that doesn't have a black interior. And oh my goodness, do not get the black interior. Get this. Like, I understand that some people might be concerned about stains and stuff with an interior like this, but they have so many different bits of interior protection nowadays that there's something you'll be able to find that would help out. But yeah, this feels just so like open and light. And yeah, I know this it's weird. This feels more luxurious than a Calligraphy with the black interior. I know it's stupid because it's just an interior color. The materials are the same, but colors matter. especially with cars. So let's get our little acceleration here with the Palisade. Transmission is just razor sharp. Now, this isn't necessarily a super quick vehicle, but it's quick enough for the segment. Let's pop it into comfort mode now. Ooh, I like the gauge cluster in comfort mode. It's different than, no, it's the same as smart. But yeah, it's quick enough, and the transmission's really good. That's definitely the highlight with the acceleration, is the transmission. So yeah, let's sum things up with the calligraphy. Exterior wise, I do think that the slight tweaks do improve the overall looks of the car. Interior, you know, honestly was a fan of the materials with the calligraphy, but not necessarily the coloration, because like the black interior is just so black. Like there's no contrast whatsoever, which I understand people like because it's just neutral, which is fine. But like for me, I want my interior to pop, and this pops. Like this is a cool looking interior. I really like this. I'm on board with this. Massaging seat function's nice. Like this is frankly a full-blown luxury SUV. Look at that turn signal camera. Full-blown luxury SUV without the luxury SUV price. It's the best way to look at it. So yeah, if that's what you want, check out the new Palisade Calligraphy. Get the white interior, it's fun. That's gonna sum things up for our video on this Palisade Calligraphy. Again, a huge shout out and thank you to the Murdoch Hyundai here in Linden, Utah for giving me some time with the Palisade. Check out the inventory in the description down below. See ya.